Hello and welcome to Goddess Resurrection. My name is Britta and I am your host, and today's video is on New Earth Awakening. We will dive into the ways in which you are now responsible for yourself more than ever before. And we're going to get into some details and some tools for you to use as to how to keep yourself leveled up to these higher timelines, how you stay in these higher elevated vibrational place, how you stay in your alignment while you're meeting new people, while you're going about your life, work, etc., right? You now need to really pay attention to stay in these elevated vibrational embodiments for yourself as you are learning to interact from this new place. It's almost as if you want to think of it as you're just embodying a higher version of yourself. And these higher versions of you will continue to upgrade as well. Hence, the things that we're going to be discussing in this video. But before we dive in, hello, my gorgeous sister. Oh boy, it's just crazy town, isn't it? The world is just like all these demonstrations everywhere in Europe. And the things that are happening here in the US, it's just like, oh, wow, everybody just fasten your seatbelts. And even more reason to stay so committed to yourself. And I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. These upcoming years are not going to be the most easiest years, right? Ascension is not an easy process. And the key to all of this, the bottom line to this process, is that you need to understand that you do not have to abide by the craziness that's happening externally. You do not have to abide and embody and take on all of the insanity that's happening. And it doesn't mean that you are not amongst the people. It doesn't mean you're not engaged in wanting to help or better. It doesn't mean you're not wanting to be there for the cause, right? Maybe you're going to want to go to a demonstration yourself. It simply means that you now have to really learn to be in this world, but not of this world. And that's the distinction that's going to help you create your new earth experience. It's going to help you stay in your light. It's going to help you stay in your peace. It's going to help you stay in your center, to really understand that you can immerse yourself as deeply into the world happenings as you want to. Just know that the deeper you engage, the more you're going to absorb it, the more you are going to take it on. And that is always going to mess with your vibration. Because as much as we are here now in this new earth, which it's been born, the new earth is here, it's palpable, we can see it, we can feel it, we're living it, right? It's a very personal experience, and we connect with others who are also in this experience. And then when we come together with others that are also in the new earth, that are also committed to their light, that are also holding themselves in that space, it's magic, right? It's magic when you're really connecting with people that are like-minded and that are also in their light. And like I've said, it's still a process, right? This is not going to happen overnight. We're still going to see a lot of the old energies playing out. And that's what we're witnessing right now. And that's what all of the turmoil is going to be about. This new earth awakening is a gradual process as more and more and more humans will awaken, as more and more and more humans will fight injustice, as more and more and more humans will stand up for what's right and what's good. And then, of course, we're going to see the old energies, and we're going to see the old dynamics that are trying to hold on to the power, that are trying to, hold on to the destruction that they are wanting to cause, like flexing their power, their ego power. And so we cannot, of course, separate ourselves from the world. We are one. And like I've said, what you're feeling called to do, how you're feeling called to stand up, how you're feeling called to assist, do that. The key difference is that you need to remember who you are. You are not this earthly character, meaning you're not of this world. You're in it. You're here to play. You're here to be, and you're here to ascend. But you're not here to take everything on, to load everything onto your shoulders anymore. We're really now stepping into this very significant change, this significant shift that makes the difference between you feeling hopeless, between you feeling fearful, between you feeling the pressures versus you always coming back into yourself, always coming back inward, always coming back into your feminine energy, always coming back into your center, always coming back into your breath, always reconnecting with your light. You may have to do this every night. When you come home, you may have to do this every morning before you leave the house. To just make this important now, to remember who you really are. You're goddess. You're the divine incarnated, having this temporary human experience, and as the goddess that you really are, you know who you really are. You know your infinite eternal light. You are here to be powerful. And believe me, you are going to be so much more of support. You are going to be so much more of help to this massive transformation by you being in your light, by you staying as peaceful and grounded as possible, by you staying in your feminine energy flow, using the breath, staying in this inner awareness, staying in the connection, and just following your joy. And don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty for laughing and having a great time and loving your life. The more that you can be that, the more people will begin to see this in you. And they are going to wonder, I wonder what she is doing. How come she's having such a happy life? How come she's feeling so relaxed? How come she is just shining bright? Right? This is now going to be important. Because not only by you staying in your light, by you staying in your feminine energy flow, are you, of course, building your new earth, your vibrational new higher self existence, but you're also going to live by example. And living by example is going to become super, super, super important, because this is a process, and more and more and more people are going to wake up. More and more people are going to realize that, oh, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to feed that anymore. More and more people are going to now be purging their ego and realizing and witnessing in themselves, oh, this is what I used to do. Or, oh, this is how I used to react. Or, oh, this is how I used to cope, right? Or, oh, this is how I used to wear masks, pretending I'm this or showing off as this, right? So the ego facades are crumbling. And if you are self-observing, you will notice in yourself when these old thought patterns arise. You will notice in yourself when these old knee-jerk reactions get triggered. You will notice, and you can just, okay, or some sadness coming up, right? Or some anger coming up, whatever it is, this is all the ego purging now. And that's good news. It's great news. Remember, your brain is going to want to attach it to the now. Your brain is going to want to attach to the external. It wants to make sense of it, right? We know that the brain wants to fill in the story. When we don't have enough information, when we don't know what's going on, then naturally our brain wants to fill in the gaps. Our brain has this capacity to fill in the blanks and to create a story. So try as best as you can to refrain from creating a story, from refraining to having to attach to the here and now, because this ego purging is a part of this ascension process. And coming back to the craziness of the world, coming back to, the suffering, coming back to, people living in the old way, living in the old paradigm, living in the old dynamics. If these are people, especially if you know them or you're close with them, this is going to trigger you. This is going to trigger your old patterning, right? Because this old earth energy patterning is not only still existing externally, it's also still existing within you. It's still existing within your soul. It's still flowing through all of the lifetimes, right? It's still all a part of this process. Hence, me saying to you, you will witness your old ways coming up. And the key to you witnessing these old ways is to recognize them for what it is. It's purging. Identify them. Label these old ways in which you would react. Label these old ways in which you would get upset or feel victimized or throw a temper tantrum. Mentally, emotionally, physically, right? The old ways, maybe you have a tendency, or the old story was that you felt like you would always get the short end of the stick, or, things just never worked out for you, or oh, here we go again, right? Whatever it is, your nuances, your old storylines, your old ways in which you shut down, run away, play small, aim to please. And these are now the things that you get to create distance from more and more and more so by simply recognizing that, I remember that. I used to do that. Yes. Smile at it. Water of a duck's back. Take it on, like, oh yeah, that's right. I used to do that. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I totally did that. Own it in a way that you're not attaching to it, you're not judging it, but on the contrary, you're just labeling it as, yeah, yep, I've been there, done that, or yes, that was one of my ways. Yeah, okay, I see that. And then let it pass through. Don't think into it. Don't engage it. Don't take it on, because this is now going to make the difference. And I'm getting somewhere here. Follow me. Because for you to stay in this elevated place, for you to stay in your, newer version, higher version of yourself, and for you to continue to level up, and for you to continue embody these higher levels of yourself, it's almost as if you're stepping into new embodiments of yourself. It'll feel new. It'll feel fresh. It'll feel lighter. It'll feel freer. In order for you to continue to do this, you have to stay in the work. This is the key. This is the secret sauce. The more that you stay in the you wanting to work on yourself, you wanting to elevate yourself, you wanting to stay in the higher parts of yourself, in these higher versions of yourself, right? The simple key to it is to continue to self-observe, to continue to want to work on yourself, because the more that you want to work on yourself, the more that you are committed to being your light, to being your goddess, to being the divine goddess that you are here to be, the more that you are committed to yourself in that way, the easier it will be to stay in your light, because that simple intention of that energy, the energy of you wanting to be your light, the energy of you self-observing and wanting to get better, the energy of you wanting to grow, the energy of you wanting to continue to purge and assist the purging, the energy of you wanting to heal, that energy of you taking that choice is the most potent energy to be in all the time now. Because that energy of you wanting to grow, you wanting to get better, you staying in that self-loving, unconditional self-observation is you being in your light. That energy taps you right into your light. You staying in that wanting to grow, wanting to get better, wanting to become freer of the old chains, of the old ways, that is the energy that opens you right into your light, and it keeps you in your light. You stay in your light. As long as you want to work on yourself, you will just be in your light. And you know how in the past, I encountered it a lot because I've helped people heal and grow my entire life. But especially, in like the, a few decades ago, people were very much in that, another lesson, I don't want to do anymore. I don't want to heal anymore. Can I just enjoy? Can I just have fun? Like, oh no, more deeper to go, more to heal. It was this energy, right? And so make sure you catch yourself. Because if you're in that, why? Oh my God, I just want to have fun. I just want to laugh. I just want to enjoy myself. I just want to, right? That's ego. And ego is keeping you from going deeper. Ego is keeping you in the old energy. Ego is keeping you in that old energy of resisting the growth, of resisting to go deeper, of resisting to be better, of resisting to give yourself this gift. It's the resistance to the self-love. It's the resistance of the ego and the old patterning that keeps us, if we allow it, stuck and chained to the old ways, chained, because the second we're in the energy of, okay, I'm done. I just want to, have fun with life. I just want to focus on having a good time. The second we're in that energy, that actually disconnects us. It separates us from our true self. It separates us from our light now. So you see, every moment now counts. Every way you're thinking now generates powerful energy that'll either take you to this path or to this path, right? Every moment is a crossroads now. It's not that, oh yeah, I'm a big at a crossroads in my life and that happens twice in a lifetime. No, it is so intense now. It is so speedy now. It is so accelerated now that you must make this promise to yourself. But I have no attachment to what you choose. Of course, I am here of service to this planetary transformation. I am here to help you. That's why I'm doing this. But I also allow the freedom of choice, right? If you feel that you can't do that, then of course that's your choice. But I'm here to invite you to observe that thought, to observe that resistance, to observe that escape or distraction, right? Because if you really, 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 really think about it and you really take a look around, what are you holding on to? What are you holding on to? The only parts of you that are holding on to anything is your ego, right? And so here's the beautiful thing. Here's the good news. Where in the past, in the old paradigm, in the old energies, we still had that ego satisfaction. Oh, yeah, self-growth, self-care. I'll get to it later. Let's just go have fun, right? That was still, a denser reality. Now that the new earth vibrations are here, it's not mutually exclusive anymore, right? That's the key. You actually now get to have all the fun you want. You actually get to have all the feeling of joy and empowerment by staying in the self-observation, by staying in this commitment to yourself through every moment, because you'll feel it. You'll feel the leveling up as you're staying committed to yourself, as you're staying in your breath and in your beautiful center flow of your feminine energy. And when and if these old ways or these old energies or these old thoughts or these old triggers or these old activations or these old knee-jerk reactions get activated, and you take that moment to tackle it in that instant. Like, don't leave it till later, it'll be gone. That chance is gone and you've taken that road a little bit. And these roads, these choices are going to get further and further apart. And I don't know if you've followed me for a long time, but, I've called this the Great Divide. Like, this divide of people living in the new earth and people living in the old earth, this is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. We think political divide, we think sexual divide, we think whatever divides. No, the big great divide is going to be the divide between new earth and old earth. And right now it's still easy to jump back and forth, 1 foot in here, 1 foot in there, but very soon it's not going to be so easy anymore. Somebody who's been on this road is going to have a much harder time. It'll be a lot more effort to get to the new earth path. Okay, so keep this in mind. Keep this in mind for yourself, that just by you staying in the wanting to do this work for yourself. Let's say you've gone to a demonstration, or let's say you've helped out a friend who is just in distress for whatever the thing that's happening in their life, right? So let's say you were there for your friend and you help them feel better. Yeah, you help them, find a better perspective. You help them rebuild some hope, right? However you could help. Make sure you go home and you clear yourself. Make sure you go home, that you take an Epsom salt bath, right? When was it that I had an episode where I gave you a clearing that is an evergreen? I'm going to look for that. I'm going to post it in the link below, right? So keep clearing yourself, right? Make sure that no matter how engaged you are in the suffering, in the drama, in the density of this world or of yourself still, make sure you keep that focus to come back into your light, to do what it takes. Remember, you can also extend your arms to the sides and then you spin around. Remember when we were little girls and we would spin around. Yes, do that. Spin to the left. Remember, spin to the left, and that clears your energy. And then when you feel looser and freer again, spin to the right, and stay in your breath and stay in your light. And then to the right, it solidifies your energy field in your own energy and in your own light, right? So this maintenance now, this clarity to your commitment, to your light, this dedication, this devotion to your future, to your joy, to your health, to your prosperity, to your purpose. It is now not once a month I get a session, or, oh yeah, I'll do a workshop in a couple of months, or I'll go to a yoga retreat once a year. No, it's not going to cut it. It's not going to cut it anymore. It now has to become a lifestyle, because it is a lifestyle. In the old energy, in the old world, sure, going to 2 yoga retreats, or, getting a session once a month, or, doing, a little breath workshop once a quarter, that was fine then. But it's not fine anymore now. You can do all those things still, but it has to be your way of living. It has to be your true self that you reconnect with every day. Focus inward, focus on your light, right? Make that space for yourself. And it doesn't mean it's taking all of this time out of your day. It's a shift. It's a shift in perception. You can do it at work. You could do it in any given moment. You could do it right now as you're listening to me. You could do it as you're, cooking, as you're walking the dog, or in between meetings, right? Make sure you keep reminding yourself of who you really are. And if you can sense that you've taken on energy, you've taken on some funky stuff, you've taken on other people's fears or sadness, make sure you shake that loose. Go to the bathroom, spin, go into the corridor. A lot of more people are going to be spinning very soon. Right? So give yourself, what's the right word? Give yourself this dedication, this devotion, right? Because as a goddess, remember, this is you maintaining yourself in your true self. And that is the guarantee. That is your ticket to not only staying in these higher levels of yourself, these higher versions of yourself, but continuing to embody it more, and continuing to level up more, and continuing to really be at the forefront of this massive planetary transformation. Because it'll show in your life, right? You staying in these higher frequencies is going to manifest in your life. It's going to manifest in the way you feel. And then, of course, from the way that you feel, it's going to be so much easier to go about your purpose, or go about being that great parent that you are here to be, or go about, being of assistance. It is now a daily commitment to yourself. It is now a lifestyle. The way that you take a shower in the morning, the way that you brush your teeth, the way that you eat a meal, that is how you need to stay in your awareness to yourself as this new earth is here. It's here. It's here. If you can't see it, that's okay. You can feel it. You can feel the shifts. You can feel how you feel different. You can feel how much easier it is now to separate yourself from your old ways. And remember to not think into these old ways as if they are still the real you. The old identities are the ego shedding that you need to take responsibility for. And the more you take responsibility for, just like, oh yeah, that used to be me. Oh yeah, I used to react in that way. I remember that. I used to burn down villages. Okay, that's how much fury I had. And so, we all have these old ways. We all have these old patterns that the more that we smile them away, the more that we go, oh yeah, I remember that, right? The more not only are we going to have empathy and compassion for others, but the more we're now really truly leveling up moment to moment, day by day. And if you're having a strong purging day of these old energies, emotional or mental or, physical reaction patterns coming up, then let that be. Let that be. Don't try to, feel good. Don't try to be in your bliss, right? Know that just by you consciously and intentionally assisting the purging, just by you consciously and intentionally acknowledging to yourself, yep, I'm gonna let this pass through because it's not me anymore. I'm not gonna hook into it. I'm not gonna let it trick me. I'm just gonna let this flow by. I'm just gonna let this pass through. It's just my old ways, old patterns from this and other lifetimes. Feel, don't think, don't think, don't think, and just stay in the breath and take a bath. Have a tea, go for a walk, be that love with yourself, be that compassion with yourself, be that support with yourself. And then you'll see it'll pass and you will have shifted again. You will have leveled up again with every time that you assist your elevation, your growth. It's infinite now. It's infinite possibilities now for you if you do this as a norm, as a self-love, as a self-support, as this new way of living here on earth. And your life will shift before your eyes and you will live by example and be the goddess that you have come here to be. And just by you being this goddess and by you living this example life, you will trigger others. You will inspire others. You don't have to do or say anything just by you being, because it's a vibration, right? There are so many people talking, but they're talking from an intellectual understanding. They haven't embodied it yet. And so now we can feel the difference, and it has to be an embodiment, right? It's the same with children. We can tell a child whatever we want. We can tell them, do this, don't do this, don't do this. They won't listen because they feel the vibration. They feel the energy. They watch us as parents and they copy that. They copy the authenticity. They copy what we're really doing. Good or bad behavior, it doesn't matter. They're sponges, right? And so it's no different with this experience right now. You've got to be authentic because it's a vibration that speaks. You don't need to preach. You just need to be. You just need to be right with yourself. You just need to be in your authenticity. And the ones that are ready will feel it and will feel the calling. They will know that what you're doing is authentic, and they will feel that I'm ready. I want to do that too. And they will know what to do. Their soul will make sure that they will be guided, right? This doesn't mean you're responsible for everybody. You're responsible for yourself. And the more that you are taking responsibility for yourself, for your light, for your goddess embodiment, the ripples of vibration that you will create onto this planet, I wish you could see it. I wish you could see it. But believe me, take my word for it, because I know it's the truth, and I know you know it's the truth, because we know everything here is vibration and everything radiates outward. And sometimes you don't have to say a single word. You just stay in your light. You just stay in your flow. You just stay in your commitment to yourself and let your light do the talking. Good, good. Okay, my gorgeous sister. Welcome to this new earth. Welcome to this planetary ascension. Welcome to this magnificent experience that Earth has never lived through. We have never completed an ascension while in human form. So all eyes are on us. The cosmos is watching us. Okay, and for you to be here right now, and for you to still be listening to this video, watching me, or listening to this podcast right now means you're there. You're doing it. You're at the forefront of this ascension, here to live by example and help guide as the awakening continues to increase. I don't want to stop. I could just keep talking and talking and talking and hanging with you, but I'm gonna go. Thank you for your time, your energy, your presence here on this platform. Thank you for your light onto this planet. And as always, with love and light blessings to you and yours, hugs and kisses. Ciao for now.